Hi guys, HCG Berry Babe, or just Berry Babe, checking in for my HCG people, down 0.2. I've been like 0.1, 0.3, 0.2, but that 0.2 put me into 164.9. I broke 165. But I'm frustrated that I'm going point now. I had determined before that 155 was a good number for me, so if that's the case, I'm within 10 pounds of goal. I'm thinking I'm going to go to like 148, but if 155, when I was at 153, it was like, if you go back, and I don't know what the title is, maybe I'll have to look it up. I hit 153 for the first time in my life, and I panicked. It was like, oh my God, I didn't know how to handle being so thin. I hadn't been 155 since I was 12 years old. I was 82 pounds in second grade. I was 103 pounds in third grade. I know because my father wrote that in his little book. He passed away, but by the time I was in 8th grade, I was 200 pounds, and I was 260 for most of high school. About 260 when I got married, and then after that, when I had my own kitchen and I wasn't working and all those wedding presents, I ballooned up. 323 was my highest. So I've spent a lot of time trying to think where I was going with that. Oh, I was saying about goal. So number one, we know that weight loss slows down when you near your goal. Okay. I've been drinking diet pop. I'm not drinking it very much at home. I used to do 1 to 2 liters, 2 liters a day of the A&W root beer, which has aspartame in it. Not good, not good. I was having dizzy spells, and so I gave that up last year on my birthday, which is the end of July, and I'm slowly starting to get back into it again. So we've been out and around. I'm seeming to have more energy now than ever before. You know, getting all that off my chest. I had to get something off my chest. I had a breast lift, but because of all the skin, it ended up being a breast reduction. That just is making all the difference. I don't want to stay home anymore. I want to go. So we only have so many HCG boutiques around, and I'm going to have to go through and sort out my clothes because I got too damn much. I have things that I'll never wear, but I say, but what if? And I have all these dressy winter clothes that are right for substitute teaching, which I did at one time. But we were spending 6 weeks in Florida, and I don't need those spiffy clothes for down there. So, you know, I don't know. I'm in Michigan, so it's cold in the winter, but we don't go out much in the winter. So I have all these things. It's just when I try them on, I think I know what it is. I was so fat for so long, and I'm turning 63 this summer. And some of you talk about not being able to find clothes. Well, let me tell you, back in the 60s, when you were a fat preteen, fat teenager, there were no kid. Lane Bryant was old lady. Several years later, they became more hip kind of a thing, and they started having some younger styles. But I used to have to pay a fortune. There were only a very few. There was no Catherine's, there was no Avenue, there were no Dimensions, none of those mainstream larger sizes. There was no Walmart where I lived. Kmart didn't go up high enough. You know, I used to have to pack everything because if I end up in any city in the world, in the country, I can go to Walmart and buy underwear and bras. Even now, even if I were 300 pounds, Walmart has bigger clothes now. Sometimes the cute things are 3X. It's like, damn, I can't even wear 1X most of the time at Walmart. Well, no, I can't at Walmart. So it's like I used to have to buy only what would fit, whether I really liked it or not. Now, I mean, I go into some of the bigger thrift shops and it's like, oh my God, I go through and I love bright colors. That's one of the reasons I started going into the thrift shops in the beginning, because for a long time, 20 years ago, everything was gray or beige or black. I can't wear black. I can't wear gray. I love color. You never see me in anything plain. I love pattern. And by the way, this is one of my Liz Claiborne's, but it's a large. I have one with a similar pattern, extra large. It went in the pile. It went in the pile. So now I need to go through my closet and try on things, and things that are too big in the pile. Remember that pile I hope I never have to wear again? I'm going to hermetically seal it and never open it again. When I die, they'll say, oh, we need to get rid of these clothes. So when I go to Florida, I'm trying to decide, am I going to take clothes that only fit when I leave, or am I going to take some fat clothes? You know, part of me says, I think I should take clothes only that fit, because I want to do P3. I want to reset. And for the weight loss community, weight loss surgery community, the reason I'm doing HCG is because, number one, it targets only the extra unwanted fat and leaves the muscle alone. And number two, you have the opportunity to reset your set weight so that your metabolism actually shifts. So you can't get that. And with weight loss surgery, your results come from low calorie. And after a while, your body says, hell, you eat more than this. It feast on. We don't need it. Save it. So for the last 10 years, I haven't, except for low carb, I haven't done any weight loss that's not HCG since Kevin Trudeau's book came out. It's kind of funny because I used to say the only thing I never did was pregnant women's urine. And that's what HCG is. So it seems like in my life, I come back around to everything I avoided. In college, I didn't take any psychology. But guess what? I got my master's in counseling. Lots of psychology going on. So, you know, Wednesday night, I'm going to tell you what I didn't eat. Sorry for the food porn. My husband is a member of the Lions Club, and he's in charge of the Lemonade Wagon. And Wednesday nights in our town, we have concert in the park. And the Lions Club has lemonade, and they have hot dogs and bratwurst, and they have popcorn. And so I went down to sit and give a hand if they need it, but they didn't need it. But next door to that, not only were there hot dogs not to eat, there was popcorn. And you know, the smell, nothing smells better, maybe, but than fresh popcorn. And Target gets me when they're popping that fresh popcorn. They have the best popcorn. This popcorn's not that great. But right next to that is the ice cream truck. And they have really good ice cream, even though it's expensive. So those are all the things I didn't eat. I drank 2 bottles of water while I was there. Yay, me! But I still obviously am eating too much. I've been thinking about, okay, so all the things I'm doing, why I'm not losing, I started the Diet Pop again. I'm sleeping not tremendously. In fact, you know, I went back to bed again this morning for a couple of hours, and I had a better loss. So I don't get to sleep early. I try to sleep as long as I can, but I'm still up every 2 hours. On the scale issue, when I got on both this morning, there was 1.8 difference, 1.6 difference something. So it's not consistent between the two, but I don't know if that means that my little scale is not consistent, or my big scale, my big new high-tech scale is not. So when I looked at the numbers, my muscle was down. Like, not good, not good. I'm down 0.2 and I'm lower in muscle. So what I think I'm going to do is, because I was 163 something on the fancy scale and 164.9 on the big scale, I'm going to, for now, continue reporting weight from the little scale, but I'm going to still track the weight on the big scale with all of the numbers so that I can see what's going on. I don't exactly know how I'm going to get my fat down other than doing HCG. So, yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit because I had posed the question about macros, and that was a new term for me because in all my years of dieting, the only other thing I guess I never did was I never did Jenny Craig or Nutrisystem because I don't like that packaged food. Yeah, no, I'm not even much on TV dinners. So, but I tried acupuncture, staples in my ears, weight loss clinics. Oh, when I was 22, I lost 122 pounds on liquid protein. Got down to 179 for 3 days. And then after that, I ended up 323. So, I've been dieting all my life. That was the late 70s. Well, I got married in 75, so I was up over 300 by then. So then I lost down to 179, add 122 to it. That's what I was when I started liquid protein. And then people started dying, so I stopped. But that was the ultimate low carb, protein sparing. But macros, because somebody messaged me that they didn't know what macros were. Actually, my college-age daughters are fitness pal junkies. And I had a handheld fat thing, but my oldest daughter, the jock, borrowed it off to college. I'll never see that again. That's one of the reasons I got the scale. And then you had to stand and you had to hold it level and, So you decide what percentage of the three main components, fats, protein, and carbs, you're going to eat. And then you pick a percentage. And then so you target, okay, I'm going to have, 5% carbs. So that might be 20 carbs. I'm going to have 70% protein. That might be so many grams of protein. And then carbs would be so many, not carbs, fat, so many grams of fat. And then that all figures in together, and it should all end up being 100%. So I still have the question of if I've had duodenal switch and I don't absorb everything, how do I adjust my macros? Because I want to start, I think I'm going to try and not major exercise until I hit goal. And then I want to switch over to muscle building. And this book that I got, Lose the Fat, Build the Muscle, talks about it, but it uses macros. So I guess I'm going to have to get savvy if I want to use that. And then you have to decide what you want your macros to be. So with HCG, we probably could go in and plug macros. And I think that HCG 2.0 might talk about macros, but I don't know for sure. So somebody asked me about a body shot, and I'm going to do a body shot, but I've got an overblouse on because I still always wear overblouses. So, body shot. And I have no butt. If I could get out far enough, you'd see I have no butt. I have an adrenal body, no butt, no legs, and then I've got middle age spread. You see this? I've had a tummy tuck. So this is pretty flat, but this, and it just goes all the way up. I'm looking at having a back lift, but I'm going to see if I can get some liposuction, because now that I've had my breast reduced, I need some off here too. So I'm not, if I do this, I'm not, I'm not saying I'm fat. I'm just saying I'm not where I want to be. And I'm not actually in the guidelines for ideal or average or whatever. So that's all for now. I will check in hopefully tomorrow. Bye.